Are you looking for practical ways to show your employees that you appreciate them without breaking the bank? If so, today's video is for you. We're going to talk about 4 different strategies that you can use to help show your employees that you appreciate them. And they may not be the strategies that you actually think or commonly hear. Hi, I am Barika from Simply Unique Coaching, and I have been leading for over 15 years, and I have led more than 18 teams during that time. And I've led teams internationally, domestically in the US, as well as different age groups, different mixtures, different cultures, all of those kind of things. So probably whatever type of team you have right now, I probably have had at some point in time in the past. And so what I like to do is say, I am the leader who learned in the trenches, and I am a leader with the heart of a teacher. So I want to teach you strategies that are going to help you navigate this world of leadership. In today's video, we're going to talk about 4 ideas that you can use to show your employees appreciation. And as a bonus, towards the end, I'm going to talk about what you definitely want to have in place to ensure that your employees accept the appreciation and that your appreciation efforts hit home with the employees that you have currently. So let's go in. The first thing I'm going to say for showing your employees that you appreciate them is your gift of time. Your time is very valuable as a leader, and your employees know that, or they should know that. They should be able to perceive that, okay, me getting a chance to spend some extra time with the leader is like a bonus kind of thing, because you don't have a lot of time. So when you take the time out to spend time with your employees, it's showing them that you care. And this is not something saying being arrogant or anything like this, but reasonable employees know that the leader is very, very busy. So they truly appreciate it when you take the time out to spend time with them. So you can do something such as going to lunch with them. And if you do take them to lunch, I recommend you take more than one employee. Don't have a one-on-one lunch with an employee. Just as I talked about in my last video, CYB, cover your butt. So you always want to have more than one employee, at least when you have those outings or get together, so that at least, you're covering your butt and you're making sure everything stays above board and looks above board. It doesn't also look like you're showing favoritism. Now, if you have an extremely, extremely small team, or maybe you have just one other employee, then that might be different, but make sure you go out to a place that's very visible. Just make sure that you use wisdom with that. So another thing you can do is maybe allow them to accompany you to an important meeting. That is always a big bonus for employees, because that shows that you value them, especially when they know that there may be other important leaders in this meeting, or important business partners or customers or clientele or whatnot. So that really helps them to feel appreciated, because they're like, wow, my leader trusts me enough to allow me to be in the same space, in the same place where these things are happening. Another thing you can do is you can also ensure, and this is something we really have to make sure that we are focused on as leaders, is giving them our undivided attention, because sometimes we're so busy and we have so much going on that when they want to speak to us or when they want to talk to us, we might be trying to multitask. But in order to show our employees that we truly appreciate them, we need to just kind of take a step back, just settle in. And I know it's hard, but we have to actually kind of train ourselves to say, okay, what this person has to say is important, so let me stop and listen. And just if it helps you, you can also put yourself in their shoes. How would you want to be treated if you were speaking to your leader? Do you want your leader checking their Rolodex? Well, we don't use Rolodex anymore, but checking their cell phone or sending an email while they're trying to talk to you at the same time, if it's something really important that you need to talk to them about. So just treat the employee the way that you want to be treated. Another way you can show employee appreciation is by including them in important decision making. So let's say there's an important decision that needs to be made for the team. Ask for their input. Now, that's not to say that you're necessarily going to implement everything that they share, but it's good to have their input, because you can know what their thoughts are and incorporate their ideas. And if you decide to use one of their ideas and to whatever the project is, make sure that you give them credit. That's another way to show appreciation for them. But we want to invite them into opportunities where they can share their thoughts in their input, whether it's a project, or even if they say, hey, I'm interested in working on this project. If it's a good fit and you feel like it's going to be something that's going to help the employee as well as help the organization, then definitely give them that opportunity. And that is going to show employee appreciation as well. So number 3, when it comes to showing employee appreciation, another way that you can do it is by allowing them to shadow you. So they can shadow you, they can shadow another leader in the organization, or maybe they can even shadow another department. Let them shadow whoever they're interested in learning from, so that they can see kind of an insider's view of what it can feel like to be in that type of position. That's going to help them grow. And that's also going to show that you trust them, that you value them. And it's going to make them feel good, because they're like, wow, Now I get to see kind of what my leader goes through, or wow, I get to see what this leader goes through, or wow, I get to see what this whole department does over here. So if you have a chance to do that, definitely use that to show your appreciation as well. And the last idea for showing your appreciation for employees is by creating a culture of acknowledgement. And this one actually should probably be the first one on this list because it's going to make your job a lot easier. So the more that you have appreciation and thanks and acknowledgement ingrained inside of the culture of your organization, the easier it's going to be for your employees to feel appreciated. And they're going to feel appreciated because it's not only coming from you as a leader, but it's going to be ingrained in them interacting with each other as well. Because as they see you modeling it and showing it on an everyday basis, then they are going to start to mimic that as well. And I'm telling you what I know. I've led 18 teams. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. So the more that you show them that you appreciate them, that you're grateful to have them to work with you, and that you acknowledge them and you see what they're doing. Hey, I see that you worked really hard on this project. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hey, I see that you covered this person's shift. I am so grateful for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And it's not kissing, but there's a way that we have to do it where the authenticity comes through without it trying to be us trying to flatter. We're not trying to flatter them. We're being truthful. And that's one of the things that for me personally, when I'm giving compliments to employees or team members that I'm working with, I'll say, one of the first things I'll say is like, I am not the person that's just going to say something just to fluff you up. Like I'm not going to say something that I don't believe is true. So if I give you a compliment, that's really what I think. And people value that. People really, really value that because they're like, oh, she said I did a good job and I really did a good job. So you want to be the same way or similar as a leader where what you say is what you mean. And so people value your word a lot more heavily than just someone who just is flattering everybody and it just means nothing. They're just like, okay, yeah, you're talking out the side of your mouth. We don't want to be known as that as leaders. So now we're going to get into our bonus. But before we do that, what I want to know is what else do you think should be included on this list? What are some other ideas that we can use to show employee appreciation? So now we're going to talk about what we definitely want to have in place in order to have our employee appreciation well received. And really, sometimes people think that employee recognition and appreciation are the same thing, but they're actually kind of different. So to show our employees that we appreciate them, right, we can also use recognition as a portion of that employee appreciation. So one of my favorite ways to find out the best ways to show my employees that and my team members that I appreciate them is to ask them directly. So one of the things that I do on the front end as a part of my onboarding is I give them kind of like a questionnaire, or I'll ask questions, or we'll just have a very casual chat. And I'll just talk to them and get to know them and their personality. So if it doesn't come out in that initial conversation, I can also use something like a survey, like a onboarding survey, and ask, hey, how do you feel appreciated? What are the things that you like? What are some of the things that annoy you? That kind of thing. And so in doing that, that allows me to know, okay, for this person likes words of affirmation. This person likes gifts. This person likes to have that job shadowing. They want to have the quality time with the leader because that's what they value. This person just wants to get more responsibility, and over time, you're going to learn more and more, but they're going to tell you. If you ask them, they'll tell you. And actually, the earlier on that you ask, the more likely you're going to get a truthful answer, because sometimes people might think they know what you want to hear. But sometimes, just on the front end, just say, hey, I want to get to know you better as an employee. Or that could also be one of those lunches that you have with them starting off early on to getting to know them in that casual environment. So if you are looking for other leadership tips, I'm going to add a link here to my playlist. Also, I have a playlist of shorts. If you want to just go through and binge some of those leadership tips, you can go ahead and check those out. And if you have any other questions or thoughts, go ahead and drop them in the comment. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. I truly appreciate you trying to do better as a leader, and I want to see you be successful. All right, with that being said, make it a great day. Take care.